Nori. Nori. Good morning. You're so cute. Alright, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time now, but I finally have time and I want to show you guys all my inks. Yay, ink tour! I've really been wanting to make this video. I also wasn't sure what the format would be because I have a lot of inks. Sorry, it's kind of messy because I just moved them here. They were in the office, but the office gets kind of hot, so I didn't want them to cook. So they're in our living room space right now, and they're just kind of scattered here, but I would love to have like a display for them. And then I wanted to show you guys what some of the inks actually look like in my sketchbook. Unfortunately, I lost one of my sketchbooks. I don't know where it went, but that one had a lot of inks. So I'll try my best and just show you guys what I do have. Okay, I'll start with Sailors, which were the first brand that I got. I would say they're great for entry level. They're great for advanced, just a well-rounded company. They sell pens as well, they sell inks and a bunch of other stationery things. So the first three inks that got me into the hobby were these three. My favorite color is red, so I got this one. It's like a red with a gold shimmer, which is really cool. I swatch all of my colors, by the way, so I have it on like regular paper and then I have it on my thick sketchbook paper just to see what the shading looks like, what the sheens or the shimmers look like. Let me turn the camera around. I realized it's easier if I just turn the camera around. Here you can see my family. We got Bao, Calcifer, Shippo, and Nori, and my OC Shibi. All right, so this is the red that I was talking about. You see there's like a gold kind of sheen, and it's like a very blood dark red, which is like one of my favorite reds. I used it a lot. I filled my entire TWSBI with it, and you can see it like pretty often within my sketchbook. I probably had it from February to April, so like 1.5 months, and then it ran out and I refilled it with a different color. In my videos, I talk about this brand the most. It's TWSBI. Yeah, I love them. The broad nib is my favorite just because it's thick, and I bought a lot of the inks and the pens that I have in Asia, but honestly, if you just Google search, you can find like your nearest, I don't know, retailer. It might not be in your state. It might be in your state, but you can also find these options online. The other color I got was this one from Sailor. It's like a purple color from the Shikiori series. This was also from the same series. I don't know the names in Japanese, but I'm sure you can search up the series and find these colors. This is the purple. It's kind of muted. It has really nice shading values. Next to this purple, you can tell it's like really muted, but I like the shading. Shading is like when the ink pools and it makes darker areas versus like lighter areas. All right, I had to move into the office because it's kind of loud in the living room now. Sorry, so many camera changes today. But the good news is, found my red notebook. And this one had a lot of the inks that I was looking for that I wanted to show you guys. The third color that I got was the Washington color. This was actually a gift from a friend. Thank you so much for this ink. That's the color that's currently in my TWSBI right now. I actually just used it for the spread that I made. It's this green. Ignore the brown because I added in the brown colors from a different ink, but it's this green. Kind of like a desaturated, very nice shading color. Here's what it looks like when it's written. Yeah, the shading is very, very nice. Very nice. There you go. Same brand. I don't know what series this is, but it has like a very nice shading to it. You can see like instead of pools of the same color, it feels like it changes colors actually. So this one starts kind of gray green and then it goes into a purple. Also depends on the paper that you use. So I felt like regular paper was more green blue, but then for my sketchbook it felt more purple. And then this one was like more green yellow, but then on my paper it feels a bit purple blue. So I really like these as well. Honestly, the struggles of finding the ink in the sketchbook because now I have too many finished sketchbooks and I just can't remember where everything is. Okay, this one I believe is this color. So look how nice it looks. It's very pastel, very light, but then the shading areas, it's like kind of purple and green in some areas. I really like it. Okay, this next color same series as the first couple that I showed you guys. I believe it's called Yuki Akari. A very, very nice, vibrant blue. And this is what it looks like in my sketchbook. Okay, ignore these other colors, but look at that blue. Super, super vibrant. I am obsessed with this one. I filled my TWSBI with it. I completely finished it, and I debated like, should I refill a pen with the same color? But I opted for a different color because I do want to use all my other inks, but I really love this ink. I'm like a sucker for these bright colors. The last of the sailors that I have is this series for dip pens only. Emphasis on dip pens because it just says not to fill fountain pens with it. I'm assuming because it clogs, but it has like a very nice sheen. It's kind of black. The sheen is kind of reddish. It's hard to see from here, but here's like the cover. It's like a dark blue, but giving black color. I remember I have a few pages in the beginning of this sketchbook. Here it is. All right, so it mostly looks black, but actually when I was using a yellow color and going over it, it was giving some blues and greens, which is really cool. So just a thing I started doing was like mixing colors. You can see some of the sheen here on these edges. And then very lightly, there is some blue, reds and blue. That one is really fun to play with if you're like dipping and mixing other colors. So if you're dipping, I recommend maybe like starting out with the dark sheen and then dipping into a lighter color and then going on top. And that creates like this bleed of colors. Like these colors, this green, this bluish green, this fruit color. Those were all created because I used the white and I went over the dark sheen. All right, so that's it for the Sailor inks. By the way, if you are new to fountain inks and pens and want to learn more, you can check out more tutorials on Skillshare, which is the sponsor of this video. Skillshare is the largest creative online learning community with thousands of classes from a variety of experts and industry professionals. You can look at all the categories they have available on the side menu, like acrylic painting, drawing, or even character design, or search directly for something you want, like fountain pens or inks. The class I've been checking out is called How to Draw with a Fountain Pen. I just wanted to see how others use fountain pens and maybe there's something I can learn. Skillshare is a great resource if you want to learn something new or just want to check out a quick tutorial. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan this QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. Okay, back to inks. I have 3 Pilot inks that I would recommend. Pilot is another very well-rounded company. They have pens, they have inks. These were the 3 that I went with. I'm sure there's more Pilot colors that I would like, but I started with these. So this one is actually one of the first inks that I used because when I bought my TWSBIs, the store actually filled my pen with this ink. So I think the series is called Iroshizuku, but then the colors, they have specific names. You can just look up this series and you'll see they have like a lot of colors. This blue I was obsessed with for the longest time. Let me show you what it looks like. It is a shading ink, so also very vibrant. It's darker than the previous blue that I just showed you guys, but I love how it pools and it makes these darker blues. Here's another page with that blue. Yeah, I used this up super fast and then again debated if I wanted to refill my ink with the same blue, but I used that blue a lot. It was also because it was like one of the first inks that I ever got. So here's some more blue. And this is that red sheen that I also got in the beginning. This next one is kind of like a bluish purple, I would say. So after I finished my pen with this blue, I refilled it with the next like bluish purple color. That one looks like this. It surprised me, honestly, when I first used it because I just wasn't expecting it to be so vibrant. Actually, it looks more blue in person. There's like some moments where it does look kind of purple. Here's the blue amongst other colors. It's so vibrant. I wish you guys could see in person. It's really nice. I only just started using it, so I don't have too many samples of that one. I think I need to look more into the series because if I love both of them, there's a chance that I will love all their other colors. Okay, my ultimate favorite though is this one. It's semi-new. I got it back in March and I remember there was like a tag that said it was new at the time. Oh, I just realized it's the same series So yeah, I think I am a fan of the series. Look how little I have. This is the Toro color. I gave a bunch to my friends, like 4 or 5 other friends, and then I also filled my pen twice. Still a decent amount, but I'm like, oh shoot, should I buy more? Okay, I used that yellow a bunch, so let me show you guys. This is the bright blue from Sailor. This is the yellow Toro. The shading goes crazy with this one. Some more yellow. I just love the shading. It kind of looks orange red, and then the lighter areas look more yellow. It's like really dark here and here. That color just makes me want to color in a lot of areas because I just love how the shading looks. And I want to say it looks consistent on regular and thick paper. Highly recommend this one, but I'm also just in general getting into like yellows and oranges. Okay, some one-off brands that I have is this one, Kuretake. At first, it was a bit, I don't know, the box looked a bit underwhelming, but I gave it a shot and it actually became one of my favorite inks. So it's purple, but it looks kind of black. But in the light, it also is kind of like a greenish gold. Okay, this is one of my favorite pages with it because I ended up discovering that the more you color in, the more the sheen shows. So there's like a gold, you can see some green. Do you see that green? It's so cool. I'm also sure depending on the nib that you have, it will come out in different colors because I feel like the thinner the nib, the more purple you see. But because my nibs are usually thick, these are all coming out kind of like dark purple and black. I used it a bunch. This was one of those inks as well where I ended up using the entire thing and then I was like, should I just refill it with the same thing again? But I'm trying to push my boundaries and try other inks. Just look at that pool of sheen. It's so cool. I cannot emphasize how cool this one is in person. And this is the yellow again, by the way, the Toro. This one is from Octopus. So on regular paper, it looks more emerald, and then on my paper, it's kind of like turquoise. I don't have too many examples of this one, but it does feel like there's a tiny bit of sheen maybe, or am I making that up? It looks kind of red on the edges, but mostly there's a lot of shading happening. Shading being the dark areas. Other one-off things I have is I bought a bunch of samples from the Nest 1938. They have an online store and they have a physical store, but I bought a bunch of samples because I think they have like pretty decently sized vials for not that expensive. So if you're not sure if you want to buy a certain ink, you can just get a sample and try that out. And honestly, you can fill like an entire cartridge, maybe 1 or 2 with this. That's plenty. And then if you really like the color, then yeah, go ahead and buy the bottle. I also did some ink trades with friends. So these are some vials that I filled and some vials that they filled for me. So I'll show you guys all the swatches that I have for that. Okay, here's River Fire. This one has a red sheen and very nice emerald color. Here's Glinda. It's like a pink peach. It has a bit of shimmer to it. Lady Emerald. This one is, it has that red sheen as well. Okay, I really like Evil Queen. This is one I'm debating if I want to get an entire bottle, but it's kind of like this nice purple with a reddish purple sheen. I think I actually have a page with this one. This top one is Evil Queen. So nice, right? Like a kind of desaturated purple, but then the sheen and shimmer goes hard. The bottom one is Aurora Australis. It's from Van Diemen's. I actually realized that this video will be quite long, so I'm gonna do some of the shimmer and sheen inks in the next video, and it will include this ink from Australia. Both purples are nice though. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys the brands. So for Evil Queen, it's from Journalize. Glinda is also from Journalize. They have a lot of sheen and shimmer inks. Lady Emerald is from Teranishi Guitar. River of Fire is from Robert Oster. Starburst is from Journalize. This is another shimmer kind of sheen ink. That blue is really nice. This is another one that I'm debating. Okay, should I get a bottle? Pag Tangi. Okay, this one's interesting because on regular paper it looks kind of like purple pink, but then on my paper it looks grayish, but it does have like a shimmer to it. This one is from Vinta. I actually have a lot of Vinta inks, which I will show you guys in the next video. They do a lot of shimmer inks. Orion Dreamy Stars. This one is from Journalize. It is very shimmery, has a lot of glitter, but it's this kind of like nice muted gray brown. I've been getting into brown inks, so this one could be top of my list as well. This one is from Vinta. Really nice, actually. I want to use this one a lot more. So it's like a red, but it has a green shimmer. You can see it really vibrantly here. And in the regular paper, it looks kind of like blood red. I like both reds. Here is Pinocchio. Where is Pinocchio? I actually don't know where my file is, so I don't remember this brand, but I'm sure if you look up Pinocchio shimmer ink, it has a lot of shimmer, as you can see here. It could be Vinta, it could be Waringle, one of those brands, because they have a lot of those types of inks, but this one is really nice too. And then I have Astor Quiza Rot. This one is like on regular paper, it looks magenta. On my paper, it looks kind of like brownish, but this is from Robert Oster as well. I remember when I first originally swatched these, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna remember which ink is which when I put it in here. But now that I've been looking at inks pretty often, I for sure know which is which before even looking at the names. I need a bigger container, honestly. Oh, this is Pinocchio, by the way. I tried some Pinocchio here and here. This is also Pinocchio, I think. Or is this alcohol marker? Actually, this might be alcohol marker. Okay, I'm going to show these three. They're actually swatches that a friend dropped off when I was at Anime Expo. Troublemaker Kelp Tea. Let me show you what that one looks like. I swatched some yesterday, but I haven't made labels yet. That's okay. I will just show you guys what it looks like. So it's kind of this like, whoa, it looks different in the daylight because I was working on it at night. It's this like darker color. This lighter color is Ink Institute Misty Lake. That's this like pastel kind of grayish green color. And then this brown, it's so nice. Look at that shading change. It's so crazy. I started mixing the inks, but you can really see the shading here. I love the light brown it makes and the dark one as well. That one is from Birmingham, and this is the name of the umber. Thank you so much, Kenny. I have this from J Urban, and it's like an olive color. I actually realized that I have a lot of olive greens, so I need to stop buying olive green, but this one has very nice shading. Okay, the last few that I want to share for this video is these from Tag Stationery. I believe the brand is called Kyo no Oto, and what's cool about these is that they're exclusive to the store. The store makes like custom inks, so I ended up grabbing a bunch. I just couldn't decide which ones I wanted, so I got almost the entire collection. Maybe there's more that I don't know about, but these are the ones that I have. Okay, I'll go in order of like least used. So I haven't used this one too much. This one is like kind of another olive green. I have a problem, but I'm like, they're different, you know what I mean? This one feels more saturated. This one is a little bit desaturated, but I have this. There's this brown gray. I'm gonna have to use this one a lot more now that I have discovered darker inks and my love for them. Here's like an orange brown. The shading is very nice. I want to say for all of them, the shading is super, super nice. These two are low-key similar. It's like a green turquoise and then a turquoise, oh my god, turquoise blue. I just recently filled my pens with these, so I'm excited to use them. Here is a purple, kind of desaturated. I really like the dark values that it gives though. And then these two I've been using the most. I don't know, it's just conveniently, I guess, because I use a lot of greens and reds. Red being my favorite, but compared to the Sailor Red, which is like super, super saturated, this one is a bit more muted, and I kind of like that. It feels soft next to the Sailor one. This one is like a very spring green kind of color, also nice. But I wanted to show you guys what is really nice about these inks is that if you're writing, the shading change is just so nice. Like, look at that green. I love the light greens to the dark greens. And when you're drawing, it's also nice when you're coloring things in. So here's the red. It's the same Tag Stationery red. I got these from Japan, directly from their stationery store. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that it looks really nice in writing. Dare say, better than drawing, actually. So if you're looking for some nice shading inks, I recommend this brand. Tag Stationery is based in Kyoto. I don't know if there's any locations in Tokyo, but I'm going in 2 weeks, so I will see and let you guys know. That's it for part 1. There's a lot of inks, and when I go to the Asia trip, I have to make sure that I'm not buying the same colors, especially with that like spring and olive green that I already have multiple of. I think what would be really cool is if you guys have a specific ink that you're interested in, let me know amongst the ones that I just shared, and I can do like swatching videos. So if you guys are curious to learn more about this one, for example, then I can do like a dedicated video and just swatch that color and show you guys what it looks like for if you're writing versus if you're drawing. So we can do that together. That'd be cool. More draw with me videos, you know? I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll make a part 2 where I show more of my sheen and shimmer inks, and same thing, let me know which ones you're interested in and then we can do more draw with me videos. I post every Monday. I'll see you guys next time, 12 p.m. PST. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, bye!